We are now on record, and good morning, good morning, good morning. I appreciate those who are here. Like I was telling them, this is where the tiebreaker comes in, class participation. Those of you who make the effort to show up, that's where the 89 becomes an A for those of you who make that effort, and it's not, but the 89 is a B for those of you who don't. And so many times that makes a difference. And so that's where that comes in. So what we're doing this week is moving on to the next thing, which is the next thing we do is the trifold folder is our next project. And what we'll do is, again, I'll try this again. One or two people did chime in to have like an open forum on this and various and sundry other issues. You could give me a draft and we could pass them back and forth and share screen live on Wednesday, kind of trying to do a virtual lab. And I can answer your questions. That's what I would do in the in-person class. So I'll try to do a virtual lab on Wednesday. And I'll be here for 2 hours, and you could pass questions and emails, and I'll set up a Zoom and we'll try to do that. So that's what we'll do Wednesday. One other thing that I did up and coming is course. Here's the course, and I started a new discussion on the class project. The next thing we'll do, and we'll nail it down next week, we'll be starting on the class project, which is a group project. I showed examples at the beginning of class. It's still on our class webpage. It's what we do is a magazine project. Everyone goes out, and that's why we do the 4 pictures and a short story. And the first thing you do is a layout of your own page, much like we did on the photo spread. Then I collect all your stories and then distribute them, and we use our own stories for web design. So we've done travel, we've done restaurants, all sorts of things. So next week, we'll start planning. But I opened up a discussion this week for just some ideas. The obvious one is life during the pandemic, and everybody can do a pandemic story if they want, including their own experience, either your own testimony, but it has to be real. So right now, open discussion. I just open that up. If anyone wants to throw some ideas out, remember, this is something that you're going to have to do sometime. So throw out some ideas. I want you to take some ownership. The obvious one is life during the pandemic. And if that's what we do, then we spend next week working on the assignment and a plan of, content and pictures and other things we might have, maps, whatever you're going to put in it. So that's what we'll start working on next week. And again, I'm used to having a real live class discussion. So trying to do this way. So that's throwing that out there now. You know, we'll have a week, and by the end of next week, I want you to be able to say, I am going to do this. This is what I'm going to have over the next week. And then we will put them together. You will do a layout just like you did with the photo page. And then I'll collect them, and we use that for our web design unit. So that's, you know, pretty much what we'll be doing for the rest of the class. So that's what's going on there. Here is our cost estimate. Okay, I like the blue and gold, very, very good. The big, total cost, really, for graduates, in-state, out-of-state, look at cost of undergraduate, living with parents, boy, this is interesting. This is, my daughter's living in New York City, and this is good. This is very good overall. This ain't cheap around here, is it? So that's a good one. Costs for everybody. That's very good. See, there's not one way to do it. This is a package. I would like to see just something based on where this information comes from. And since we read from left to right, I might put this part over here, but this is a good idea. I mean, this is why I like this assignment, because, and this could also, this is a good seg to our next thing, the trifold folder. So this is why I am vague about how to do it, because in real life, there's not one way. You ask the question, you present it visually. We have two different ways of doing it. One's not better than the other. The only one on this one, I'd like to know where she got the information. We need a headline here. And where did this information come from? Again, good use of color. Okay, we have a light head and a bold subheads. So we need a real dominant headline here. That's the real thing. And plus, someplace where that comes from. But yeah, it certainly says it. I like this. This is a real sharp one. 10,000 a semester or a year. Possible additional. Yeah, I like that at the bottom. Okay, in-state tuition. This is probably per semester. I really like this. This is a nice package. In-state, out-of-state. The orange to me says Knoxville. Also bold here, light blue here. Really need to make that a little bold. Nice. Excellent. This is what we're looking for here. Again, it doesn't have to be charts, and I really like. Now, good effort. It's getting a little confusing in here, and then we have some odd spaces. This should all, same thing with pictures. Same internal space here. Move this up. Everything should be about this far apart. So move this up, move that up. Parking is an issue. Nothing wrong with that little busy in here. Okay, good use of, but here we go again. This is a light face here and bold face here. They have the same relative weight. Make this bold and these light. Yeah. And again, financial aid, you really just need to make that bold. But again, not a bad idea. Don't need this box. With parents and without parents. I mean, that's good. Okay, per semester. That's good that he included that. Also good, but again, graphically speaking, heavy stuff here. We need our bold dominant element up here. Spaces should be even. Move this in. Move this here or this here. Our spaces, everything should be the same distance apart from everything else. Yellow's a little hard to read. Good dominant headline. I would like to see blue rather than yellow, but she does do it. Okay. I would like to have one big dominant headline up here across them both. That's the one thing. But you can see not one way to do it. And that's the truth. Again, graphically speaking, just one big bold headline on top would really make a difference. But I think this is a really good assignment because it shows, not one way to do it. And I think everybody's numbers are slightly different, which is why it's so hard for me to answer that question sometimes on how much it costs. But you're in the ballpark, you're doing fine work. Our next thing is going to okay. Okay, I have to go back to here. Okay, and module. Our next thing and I just laid it out there. Trifold folder. Here is a video, and here's some examples. I'm going to set up a page, and like so many things in graphic design, the important thing is to have your page and your grids set up first so you know where you're going to put your elements. Okay, new document. And I hate that it defaults to points and picas. Inches. Orientation. Heterosexual. Now, the you note here I have 2 pages. One's going to be the front of the folder, one's going to be the back. One other thing too that makes a difference here is column gutters, and you'll see why shortly. Ta-da! Now, and I always like to have, and there's 2 pages here. And I will save this and post it for those of you who can do InDesign, but you can do this on Microsoft Word as well. the different, or other programs. The thing is, grids and guides. Okay. You have a 1/2 inch margin around, but between the columns, I have 1 inch of space. Why? Because it's a tri-fold. You fold it, and your fold splits those columns, so you have a 1/2 inch on all sides for the fold. Now, this will be this will be your front. This will be back. When you fold it, this is your front, that's your back, and that is the middle, and all of this down here is the inside. So, and I will save that. It's as simple as that. But remember, when you fold it, this is your front and that's your back. Okay, simple, but the key is to have that, what we call the gutter as being 1 inch, so you have room to fold. Getting back to it. Here are some examples. You will note that you can make it a whole page and just be aware of where the folds are. Again, front, back, and middle there, and here's your inside. Here's all sorts of ways to do it. If you want, I'll let you do this. And look at this professional one. They did not leave room for the fold. And because of that, when they do fold it, these margins are going to be off. And this is a professional one. People pay for this. You can do better. Here's one again. Another one again on either side. This is okay, but just be aware of where your fold is going to be. So that's, people pay for these. Oops. And history. And here's some more fun designs, creative templates. Here's a more standard one. Again, they have room for the fold. See, here's room for the fold. See how the final product is here? And here's, again, the place of the fold is twice the size of the margins. This one is a very long, narrow one. So that's a very specialty paper there. Here's your standard one. Cosmetics here. Here's the front. Here's the back. And here's a middle one. And the middle is like this. Pretty standard. See? Here's another one. Again, front and back. But they have all of that. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I like this one. But you notice in the inside, we have our columns all set up. Again, just to give you some ideas of what you can do. Here's when it's all one big picture. You pick it up and here's the back and here's the inside. Here's a pretty standard one. But yeah, all sorts of different ideas. Getting back to it, use your own design. It must be for something real. I don't want you to make something up. I'll make that bold. It can be a church, a club, an organization. But part of this in the communication department is we want to present real material for you to actually use. This is why we make you take the 2300 course before this, because it teaches you to gather real information. So gather some real information. See, this is why I had you use pictures and text, and then we have the flyer assignment. So the trifold assignment is putting all of those elements together. So, you know, think on it. I will be here on Wednesday. I'll do an open lab sort of thing. If anyone wants to pass me some ideas or a draft on Wednesday, I'll try to do a virtual lab. That's what we do in the face-to-face course. So that's what we got this week. I think you're all doing very fine. I did the midterm grades, and those of you who are a little off, it's because you've missed an assignment here or there. And you can make up assignments anytime. I will take off for lateness, but a you know, a C or a D is better than a 0. So anyway, that's up and coming. Any questions on any of this?
So the discussion is just like stories for our magazine idea.
Yeah, the discussion is story. Well, this week I would like to do. Not specific stories. I want themes. I want, okay, let's all agree we'll focus on the pandemic, or we're sick of the pandemic and we want to do recreation. So I want to just get a sense of where you are, and this is purely optional. And then next Monday, we'll spend some time trying to have an in-person discussion and then hammer out, make some commitments of what we're going to do. And then by the end of next week, then you'll have your specific assignment. What specifically you're going to do, what your visual elements are going to be, and then the week after, you will execute your plan. So that's what we're doing for the next 2 weeks after this. After the trifold is, again, coming up with our assignments and then turning them in. And I will turn, and then we'll look at how you did. And before you do the layout, I may send you back and get you and have you do a couple of more things. So this is really the next couple of weeks, hammering out our live project. I want it to be something that you feel that you have a sense of ownership. I don't want it to be just, I don't want it to be just something that I throw at you. I want it to be something you want to do. So that's why I'm giving you the discussion now. You know, let's just share with each other the kinds of things you might want to do, and I will take that and present it next Monday. Okay?
All right, sounds good.
Okay, thank you. I will, again, be here Wednesday. I'm not going to lecture. I mean, now we're at the part of the class where we can use class time to interact, or try to. So I'll do an open lab where you can show and tell and share projects on the trifold should you want to. So that's what we will do next time. All right. I will see you then. Hopefully some of you. If not, I'm around. Okay. Thank you.